Welcome back, brothers and sisters. I am Braden. This is Langley Outdoors Academy, the place where we not only talk about what's going on in the gun world, but also how we're going to fix it together. And the content that we're going to talk about tonight is the big deal that the left is making, and to be honest, some on the right, very concerned about a congressman flipping his vote on an AR ban package. Well, the only problem is, while the left is celebrating a congressman flipping his vote from no on an assault weapons ban to yes on an assault weapons ban, which I'm going to walk through the whole requirements in a second, they aren't telling you a lot of things about what this guy is involved in. There's a lot of backstory here, which makes it not a big surprise that he would easily flip, and the convictions were only skin deep. Everything that I'm about to show you is linked in the description box below, and we had to dig pretty deep on this one, and I can't wait to hear what you guys think right down there in that comments field. And of course, make sure you hit that like button, subscribe to the channel, and turn the notification bell on. We are distributing freedom twice daily, and I thank you so much for doing that. And the content today is brought to you by Go Dark. Now, these are Faraday bags. What that means is it insulates any type of device from external interference. You're talking about 5G, 4G, Bluetooth, wireless, location services. These products are meant to insulate and protect your data from things like walking through an airport and someone scans your data off your cards in your wallet. Not with these bad boys. Now, these have passed military standardized testing. They've been tested in ingress for water. They've been tested for chemical. They have bags that are waterproof bags. They have laptops. They have iPads. They have satchels. They have fanny packs. And they have smaller bags like this. Everything will be linked in the description box below, and I thought it was something you guys would really enjoy, so let me know what you guys think and check them out. And thank you to Go Dark for making this content possible. All right, my brothers and sisters, listen, we got to talk about this, because anytime that you have a switching of a vote for an assault weapons ban, not an assault weapons ban, you've got to know the backstory of all the players involved. And that's why we dive into everything so deeply twice a day on this channel, so you can know the nuance. So when little things like this happen, when he announces a switch, you can actually see this wasn't that big of a surprise coming if you knew what to look for. Now, everything will be linked as I mentioned, but let's go over to John Feinblatt, because John Feinblatt is the president of Everytown for Gun Safety, gun control extraordinaire. Well, listen to what he had to say. This is an important moment. Thank you, at Representative Golden. Let's get this done. Now, Representative Golden made a presser and said that he's changing his opinion on AR bans. He's now for them, and he's calling on Congress to do so. And that's what we're going to get to in a second, what will be required and why we have a gun advocate in the House speakership position, which will prevent that. But we're going to get that in 1 second. So, let me show you what Representative Golden out of Maine said in a presser, and this is what they're constituting a big, huge victory, and honestly kind of equating it to like Jim Jordan saying guns are bad. All right, check this out.
Now, we could be in full control among many other misjudgments. I have opposed efforts to ban deadly weapons of war like the assault rifle used to carry out this crime. The time has now come for me to take responsibility for this failure, which is why I now call on the United States Congress to ban assault rifles like the one used by the sick perpetrator of this mass killing in my hometown of Lewiston, Maine. For the good of my community, I will work with any colleague to get this done in the time that I have left in Congress. To the people of Lewiston, my constituents throughout the 2nd District, to the families who lost loved ones, and to those who have been harmed, I ask for forgiveness and support as I seek to put an end to these terrible shootings. In the days to come, I will give everything I have to support this community's recovery. Thank you.
Now, of course, it goes without saying this is a terrible tragedy. No one wants this to happen. No one wants this to continue to happen. The do something, but only do something that I want, which would be AR bans from the left, is not an option. It's not constitutional. It's not fair to the entire population of the United States. There's lots of reasons why. However, he's begging for forgiveness, saying that he apologizes for standing up to the Constitution in prior votes, and now, because of this, he's totally fine with violating the Constitution and violating the Second Amendment against his oath of office because he was wrong and he's begging for forgiveness. Now, Maine is a Democrat-run state. It's a Democrat trifecta. You can look at Davey Hogg's Twitter feed, and he's just going ham on the fact that Democrats have complete control. But let's look a little bit at Jared Golden. Now, this is the representative. Okay, let me show you a little stuff, and you tell me if this becomes a surprise, because who he rolls with kind of would tell you he would already be for this. Jared Golden, this is the co-chair of the Blue Dog Coalition, obviously a reference to Blue Dog Democrats. Okay, that means basically you're not all the way far left AOC. Now, when you go into his own website and this is where the investigative stuff comes in, all the way down on his committees and caucuses, you see something called Problem Solvers Caucus. And if you guys have been watching on this channel, you know we've hit Problem Solvers Caucus before, and that's kind of what sets off the little spark in your brain. You go, wait a minute, that sounds familiar. Well, the reason that it sounds familiar, and again, this is who he's on caucuses and committees with, it's coming from these two. Now, again, if you've watched this for a while, you've got Representative Brian Fitzpatrick, he's a Republican, and you got Representative Josh Gottenheimer, who is a Democrat. Okay, well, they're both for gun control, and they're both for AR bans. Now, the only problem with Brian is the chair of the Problem Solvers Caucus, and he's the only Republican in Congress to vote for an AR ban. He's the chair, Jared, what's that guy's last name? Man, I just missed it. Jared Golden is on the exact same caucus. These are the people he rolls with. He's in the Democrats, who are putting a heavy pressure on banning anything with AR related. So why is this a surprise, and why is this a big point of contention? Because if this was truly a huge celebration moment, you would think that this would not be a surprise to anybody. Anyway, so now let me show you what actually has to happen in order for them to get this wet dream of gun control, of which they stand on tragedy, and push it forward. And to be honest, it really irritates me, and I find it disgusting. Anyway, so they would have to get a bill to the floor, which is why you're seeing the massive pressure campaign. In order to get a bill to the floor of the House, to pass the House and get to the Senate, which again, you're going to meet more resistance, you have to have the Speaker of the House bring up a bill and introduce it for a vote. Then you have to have Republicans across the board jump ship on their constituents, vote for the AR ban, pass it through the House, of which the Speaker is an ardent 2A supporter. Then you got to go to the Senate, get it through the Senate 50+1. The only problem is you got to get to 60 because of the filibuster. The filibuster rules are still in place, so it's not going to happen. I'm not going to put out anything that says AR bans are incoming. Now, they want it. Is the pressure coming? Absolutely. But is it any surprise that a Democrat who rolls with the Problem Solvers Caucus and both co-chairs want AR bans, one of them being the only Republican in Congress who voted for it? Is that really a surprise? Is that really something that we're going to go, wow, John Feinblatt? It is an important moment. No. You just had more solidarity come from the Democrat side in that they gave cover to do it. And that's why this is being brought up. That's why this is being paid attention to. And that's why we watch every single bit of nuance on this channel so we can bring you back behind the scenes data like this. I hope you guys enjoy. I hope I land this plane and everything we linked in the description box below. And I will see you on the next one. I'm Braden. See you later.